parents demanded that I give my golden child sister the $30,000 saved up for my college fund so she could have a better start, while I paid for my baby brother's college myself. I, 18M, have always been the good one in my family. I have a million titles: the responsible one, the smart one, the good one. Call it what you want. But I am literally the only reason my parents have a good relationship with my grandparents on my dad's side. I have my college fund from my grandparents, but I also saved a lot from working since I was pretty young, around $30,000 in dollars, and that was the only good thing my parents ever really did for me. They set aside money for my college tuition and did not spend it on my sister, Dana 20F, or my brother, Kyle 16M. My sister is the golden child. Everyone always cheers her on for everything. I was a straight A student, played sports, liked to volunteer, and worked all through high school, gifted child and everything, and yet I was always a disappointment compared to Dana. Dana went to a mediocre school, understands nothing about life, and never worked. She got pregnant and is now raising a child with autism, which did not stop mom and dad from thanking me for even considering taking some responsibility. My parents called 2 days ago and asked if they could get some money from my college fund. I asked why, and they mentioned that Kyle would be attending college as well, and that he was failing subjects, which would result in him not graduating on time. They needed money for tutoring, which I agreed to. However, when they mentioned I could pay for him to stay at the same university as Dana, I asked how much money I would have left for myself if I did so, because I do plan on living on campus. They basically told me that $30,000 would not be enough to cover all my college expenses and that they needed at least $25,000 from my fund and other means. I told them that the rest was mine to keep, and then they dropped the bomb. We need you to give your sister $25,000 for a down payment on a house. She is just so overwhelmed between the baby and work and just needs a bit more time to settle down. They tell me that I could get my money back in time. They then confessed to a long-time savings account to which all my siblings' funds went, even if they were spent on big dinners without me, etc. I asked them what they had saved aside for Kyle. They got angry and said, "Well, you can pay for him, too." Then I was silent, and they then proceeded to check out and called me ungrateful. I later called a trusted aunt of mine, and she told me they never set aside anything for Kyle because they failed a lot in his early years. They were not paying attention because they expected him to be Dana 2.0. I was shocked. Yet it is pretty reasonable. After all, everything that went wrong was my fault if I did not fix it. So I would like to know if I'm the jerk for denying my parents' request to use my college fund to pay a down payment for my sister's house since I earned, saved, and worked for it, and they are barely giving me anything toward mine. Update 1. Hello everyone. I just wanted to mention a few things I may have forgotten or didn't mention. My college fund from my grandparents is like a trust fund type deal, so they can't touch it. I know it seems crazy, but despite everything, I've always been very careful with money. My parents actually had my own fund for college while I was still in high school, despite having one from my grandparents. I have a part-time job as a barista and also do waitstaff when I'm off school and on the weekends. Prior to that, I worked in fast food and did some landscaping jobs as a teenager, even shoveling leaves around the neighborhood when the jobs were few. I know a lot of teenagers work for money, but I barely ever got a dime from my parents. I don't know what Dana's going to school for, but while she was still in high school, fun money was spent on her prom and other pre-graduation expenses like ribs and threads for her dress. A lot of dinners and birthdays were held dear since my grandparents were there. I won't be contacting them for that or anything, really, as I enjoy my life here. Anyway, I don't live near them. My trusted aunt knows I took her advice and said I got a phone call from them. The aunt is not really on speaking terms with my parents at this moment because my mom literally said the word disappointment to her face, but they allegedly apologized to her. I was just wondering if I made a good enough decision not to give her the money. Thanks so much for all the support. Original post. My parents called 2 days ago. I asked why, and they mentioned that Kyle would be attending college as well, and that he was failing subjects, which would result in him not graduating on time. They needed money for tutoring. Comments. Scholarships or financial aid. A completion grant could work, depending on the state. Update 2. I made a new update, but it is really weird because some people here have nicer parents. Just to answer some questions and also vent a little, I decided to type this from my laptop. I missed a few things on the ages. The ages are now, my dad is 45, My mom is 41, Dana is 20, and Kyle is 16. I have a ridiculously large family. I have not seen my grandparents since I was 14, as they don't live here, only phone calls. I wish I could have had a better relationship with them. Ops mom reads my social media phone. I won't try that again. I will talk to my grandparents, but only with the help of my aunt. Ops mom talks to them daily, so that opportunity is almost guaranteed at this time, but I want her to take me. Some comments mention scams, but I deeply feel they are just trying to get a break, or my mother is probably kind of financially dependent on my father. My kids are about two-part $25,000 and $5,000 at the moment. I had no idea. It's weird because I could have saved up to $40,000 if I didn't have the vet bills to pay. It's probably all going to help the down payment? Some comments point out my brother's age, which I will also answer here. Dad wanted a large age gap, I guess bigger than Dana's 4-year difference. They were planning to not even have Kyle until around 2018, one and done, 07, 08, 14. Ops mom was physically unable to have another child until then, which caused issues. He was born that year around the Thanksgiving holiday. He was also born prematurely, and she said every penny after the insurance we received as a gift, and even some money spent on a premature baby bathtub, was spent on him. For context, I really have no idea what baby money looks like. That doesn't belong to me. They really don't have access to the remaining money. Mommy is money hungry, however. Honestly, Grandpa was the only one there for me when I was a kid, and still is. At least I think so. Side note, both my dad and uncle remain baby-faced and ridiculously buff, which I think earns them and gives their kids attention. I may be wrong, but my grandmother is pretty clear on not doing anything for my younger siblings. She believes it's an investment because we plan on being around when he gets older. I presume my nephew will currently be 33 months old now, and the golden child will be 21 soon in December. Honestly, I kind of feel bad for him, Op's sister's son. Oh, and P.S. I do pirouettes whenever I can, so my joints may look strange in the video. Horse legs. I assure you I stand up completely and run great now. So I've been weighing all of this over for a day now, and here is my plan for the next few months. What they are trying to do now is 1. Blackmail grandma, aunt, and golden child, chronicle everything. 2. Reject responsibility for my brother when he turns 18. 3. Depend on me. And 4. Refuse to communicate verbally with Kyle until at least he's 18, just as they did with me. I will do as follows to be self-supported. 1. Go to a job or work a lot more on a college campus to get a scholarship. 2. Trust but verify. Contact the schools I applied to for incoming student support, and ask if they are matching my contributions for both undergraduate and on-campus funds. Dad is annoying as it is, and Visa is not going to get me out of trouble at this point. My plan is to open my grandma an account and use paper to show her my expenses every month and take pictures, but show her I can't show them to my parents and tell them I lived and took college online, and if they want money to pay, I will pass them money and never talk of or discuss with anyone else about this to avoid humiliation. My grandparents will do all this while talking to me every month. I may call Dana golden child, but I will call her child, or anything else. But how are you doing with a few details? I am blocked from all of Dana's social media, etc. for now. I am not sad, mostly dead inside, however. My nephew was too young to hold me, so he's happy. And that's what matters. My goals: get out, get a good job, not have kids, see the world, and stay in contact with you all. Are these speak-related goals? Call it petty, but it makes me feel better typing this. Thanks, why all so much for the support and advice. Namaste. Update 3. Hello again. Not going to bother forgetting anything. Let's just sum things up. They filed taxes on me, and I'm pretty sure I have debt. I reopened the savings account at every bank I counter-invest with. My earnings will more than triple. I've applied to 5 universities on the advice of this sub and a college support initiative, and am applying to 1 short school for business. I did not tell my parents where I went or stayed while we were gone. I will repeat the upper location map. Mom forgot and mentioned college in passing. When she asked where I'm continuing or relocating, I told her it was not her business. I told my aunt and grandparents to stay out of it and said that Mom threw a fit at her about it. So she is posting bank statements to verify your income salary records to random people on social media site and advising me not to let them track me. I told all my younger cousins my parents can't be used as a reference for scholarship applications due to them lying about how they were helping me enter e-dirt picks to win. I spent the holiday season with my mom's family. She does not like it. Moneyed their business, and mom watched me through a room all day. I was given things and money. I did not let mom touch anything I have, etc. My cousin will come for the school holiday. Clan resource went to those. The aunt will be a proxy, dad called and screamed, mind you, everything. Once my college and housing are confirmed repeating payment 3 times by 2, I will lock myself in my room and talk to people. Those non-sibs are probably getting passports but told mom half because the people aren't trustworthy and debt in the house are semi-tribal wise. I attached links to my LinkedIn as a calling card. Classmates and professors are semi-class news. However, I will replace with new banking info and financial aid award statements ASAP. All those expenses are covered. Editor, I believe Op is in the money and his parents want to use him while he is young and under their care to funnel his money to their spending. Sad. Comments? Lock all your stuff up. Get a safe with at least a biometric lock, if not a motorized deadbolt with a biometric lock, as electronics can be beaten. Also, always have a second phone with you with a signal booster and things to call for help as a failsafe. Update 4. Hello everyone, I'm a bit tired, so I cannot spew everything. I have been cut off from everything, however. The bank and my mobile carrier and school have basically guaranteed I have access to a guaranteed income to rely on, which makes things easier. Yes, I talked to all of my extended family. Mom has been evicted and cut off from most of her family in town rent, and they had the tax return in their account. They saw her spending frivolously almost as fast as the light in quantum theory. Basics: if your parents used your taxes while you were in school and living with them, claim whoever did the most, yours, not their money. Estate credit was claimed on me. She wanted 2 Casa Pura up house. Pure up house, I live in a shared apartment. I speak no Spanish, so she tried to dump me at home by lying to their landlords, getting a fake ID, and trying to rent when black Spanish law would eat them in taxes. She lost it. Well, I wouldn't be jailed. I learned don't run from the cops. Stealing a car. Evasion holds law enforcement accountable for calling retailers on her because she tried to play the race card. Doesn't work when you're mixed. I asked in English. So I learned to be quiet or call someone Ed. I ended up on a D-line. I lost my car on February 28, 2023, and the writ of D blitzed through my wall. The chassis is damaged. However, any ETA is paying for it or going to pay for alternate transportation for college. That said, your uncle POSD cheated on your grandma and had a random person and their kids living with him. Seriously, mom tried to get the house. Ridiculously buff, gingerbread man RBG much poo rent with your brother's frat because the house needed work, but it still got sold. Mom's boyfriend was cruel, RBG wasn't. Sadly nice, as mom did not threaten the kids over her poof. I am renting a room in a tiny apartment out of his money because the golden child was crying for help. I hate them all. Editor, it feels like Op has been cheated and defrauded by every person he has met, and that they all lose money in a second account. It is crazy. The end for now.